quid the lot. Shh. Sorry.
Look, I won't be a mo.
Sorry.
There. Sorted.
Ooh, is that your thesis?
No, it's this month's social calendar.
Oh, right.
Yeah? I built you into most of it. Look, go on, have a read. See, look, gently at first for the first week, and then in at the deep end.
It looks fairly intensive.
Yeah, it will be, trust me.
What do all these letters mean?
Look, the keys on the bottom there, look, see? SUB, Students' Union Bar. P,
Right.
that's party.
Party, yeah.
OP, overnight party.
Right, yeah. And these F's, they're... Right.
Anyway, what we having?
When do we actually get to do any studying?
Don't be ridiculous. Right, food?
Right, yeah, pasta, mince, mushrooms, sweet corn, tomatoes, garlic bread, olive oil, pans, plates, cutlery, salt, pepper. Oh, I thought of everything.
Cool.
Just leave it to me.
Right.
Right. Just point me in the direction of the cooker then, eh? Don't tell me you haven't got a cooker. Every house has got a cooker. You haven't got a cooker, have you?
I part exchanged it.
You did what?
Well, I wasn't using it. What was the point?
You part exchanged it for what?
Pair of binoculars.
Right. Yeah, of course, the obvious. Why didn't I think of that? Why?
Janice.
Janice.
Yeah. Girl across the street. She hasn't got any bedroom curtains. Anyway, I needed the room.
What for? There's nothing there. There's just a big gap in the units.
Yeah, I know, but that's exactly where you have to stand if you want to see Janice in the bedroom window. Actually, she's due in about 9.
Just got time to grab a curry then.
Right, what's next? Oh yeah, you'll need a secondary subject. Yeah, go for sociology like me.
Why sociology?
Well, you don't need to be any good at English or maths or science, yeah? And there's no job at the end of it. It's perfect. And if we both do the same subject, we can split the work down the middle. You do half, and I'll copy your half.
What about the other half then?
You needn't bother with that. You've got to learn it. The first thing need to know is that half of everything you learn here is useless. The trick is, find out which half that is, and then don't bother learning it.
Right.
You should be able to blag your way to a 2-2 in about an hour a week.
What's a tutu?
You don't know what a 2-2 is?
Ballet dancer skirt? Air rifle?
It's a class of degree, Rick. An honours degree, 2nd class. Perfectly good. Most of us here will get a 2-2.
Right. What else is there then?
Well, you could go for a 2-1, but that involves reading books and going to the library and crap like that. So that's a non-starter.
What about first class degree then?
No, that's for people like Stephen Hawking and the Mekong. No, Rick, you stick with me. It'll be sex, drugs, rock and roll, quick 2-2, and Bob's your auntie, Fanny's your aunt. You'll love it.
Right.
Can we have a beer, please? A couple of beers? Lovely, thank you. Your usual impeccable standard, yeah, Ranger?
Yeah, thanks, that was great. Yeah, let me get it.
No, put it away.
You sure?
Yeah, allow me. I'll put it on my tab.
What? You got a tab?
Well, it's convenient. I eat here a lot. It saves me dashing to the cash point every 5 minutes.
Suppose it makes sense. So when do you settle up then, what? End of the month?
Oh, not yet.
What do you mean, not yet?
Well, I haven't paid them yet.
So how long have you been coming here then?
Every night for about 13 months.
Bloody hell. And they never asked you?
They wouldn't dare. I'm much too good a customer.
Well, you're only a good customer if you pay.
I will pay.
When?
Look, I'll let you into a secret. First time I came here, I hired a wedding car. Yeah? Big white Rolls Royce. I pulled up on the pavement outside. Made sure everyone saw me. And then I kind of leaked a bit of disinformation.
Disinformation?
Lies.
About what?
About me being a rock star. Yeah? Told them to keep a discreet eye open for paparazzi. Didn't want any publicity. Ever since then it's been put it on my tab.
I can't believe they've never asked you.
Nah, they wouldn't dare. Anyway, watch. Ranjit, can I have a look at my tab, please?
Certainly, Mr. Gallagher.
Gallagher?
Yeah, they don't really follow Western culture.
They think you're...
Right. Nah, not really worth bothering my accountant with. Bring it back at the end of the financial year. April.
Oh, of course.
Hell,
How much was it then?
11.5 grand.
What? 11.5? What have you been doing?
Eating. Just eating.
You've eaten 11.5 grand's worth of curry?
Hang on, £6.80 if it's yours, pal.
Yeah, I'll pay my way.
No, put it away.
You should pay these people.
I will pay these people.
When?
When I can afford it.
And when will that be?
Look, I'm only a poor bloody student. How can I afford to pay them if I'm eating out every night?
You've got to pay them, Noel. You can't do it. You've got to pay your debts, Noel. You should have thought about that before you started this charade. How much have you got?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's a start, I suppose.
Look, I'm skint. I've been living on my wits ever since I got here.
So how did you afford the wedding car?
The hire company put it on my tab.
What'd you do? Tell them you get married a lot?
Rick, you're meant to be helping me here.
11.5 grand. Bloody hell.
Oh, thanks. That's very helpful.
Do you know anyone who's rich?
My dad's rich.
How rich?
Mega rich. Millionaire rich.
You go then, get him to bail you out.
I can't do that.
Come on, man, forget your pride for a minute.
Nothing to do with pride. We had a sort of falling out.
Surely if he knew you were in trouble, I'm sure he'd come and help you.
Look, my dad's an old-fashioned sort of bloke. You know, a man should make his own way in the world and all that sort of thing. Well, when I was 30, he gave me a coming-of-age present. Yeah, a sort of test, really. 100 grand.
100 grand?
Yeah, he wanted to see how responsible I could be.
And?
I was totally responsible.
Yeah, I could feel a buck coming here.
I was totally responsible for blowing the lot.
Ouch. On what?
In 2 months.
No! On what?
Fast cars, fast women, speed generally.
What, drugs?
I dabbled. Anyway, to cut the long story short, my dad said if I ever came within 200 miles of him, he'd rip both my kidneys out.
Blimey. Who is he, Hannibal Lecter?
He can be quite scary.
What about your mum?
She died when I was 11.
Sorry.
You're still alive?
No. Lost them both about 8 years ago. Both went within a few days of each other.
So, no family.
I did have a younger brother, but... So what are you going to do?
Well, I have thought about this quite a lot, and I have a detailed plan. Yeah, I'm going to graduate, and then I'm going to become incredibly rich and successful, and famous. Yeah, and then I'm going to send the restaurant an anonymous check for twice what I owe them.
Right. That's your detailed plan, is it?
Yeah.
Complete with all the detail.
Yeah. What do you think?
When does all this happen?
At some point in the future.
Right. And until then?
We do a runner.
Night, Ranjit.
See you tomorrow.
December the 5th. Been with Noel nearly 2 months now. We're getting on okay. I'm trying to keep the place fairly tidy and trying to keep a low profile. The work's tough but interesting. Max, she's been really great, giving me a lot of extra help outside hours. So I haven't really had time yet to get into Noel's social calendar. I persuaded him not to take advantage anymore of Ranjit's restaurant, and we're going to put the money we saved by not eating out into a big glass jar dedicated solely to paying off the debt. December the 8th. We realised that as we never actually paid the restaurant bill, we weren't actually saving any money by not eating there. In fact, we were losing it. So we've decided to sell the glass jar and put the money we get for it into a tin. December the 10th. We've sold the jar. £2.50. Now that's going straight into our tin. Whatever happens, we promise not to touch the tin money. That's now the start of a new fund dedicated to buying a cooker, which we see as an important first step in saving money to pay off the restaurant bill. December the 15th. Adding to the tin money is actually proving difficult because, well, with no cooker, we have to keep spending money on takeaways. It's a vicious circle. No Christmas presents this year. December the 18th. Noel thinks he's got a buyer for the tin. Someone's offered him £2 for it. Now, with the money we get from the sale of the tin, plus the £2.50 that's already in it, we're going to start a new fund, this time in an envelope. Noel's arranged to see the buyer tomorrow. Things are definitely looking up. December the 19th, disappointment. It turns out that the offer for the tin was based on the money still being in it. So the deal's fallen through. December 23rd, just 2 days to Christmas. Noel is not happy. He wants to book a slap-up Christmas lunch at Randy's restaurant, like he did last year, but I threatened to blow his cover if he did. I can't help it. I was brought up poor but ridiculously honest, and what he was doing was wrong. Okay? It's tough at the moment because we've got no money. But we've tried living Noel's way, and we've tried living mine, and I know which is best. His way is best. But it's not right, and that's all there is to it. We've had a few rows about it, but well, deep down I think he really respects my integrity. What he actually said was it pisses him off. But respect sometimes shows itself in weird ways. Anyway, in the heat of the moment, I promised to make it up to him by making us a traditional Christmas lunch. God knows how. I've got no cooker, no ingredients, and no money. Christmas Eve. I did some experiments last night, and I've managed to perfect the art of frying an egg on the back of an iron. Now, it's not exactly traditional Christmas fare, I agree with that, but I thought I might try using a turkey egg. Noel doesn't know we've got an iron yet. I thought we needed one, so I part exchanged the binoculars for it. Janice, the girl with no curtains, she's gone home for Christmas, so he probably won't notice for a while. No point in me going home for Christmas. In fact, Noel hasn't said anything about me moving out yet, but I expect he will any day.
So you finally got round to unpacking?
Yeah, well, there's not much point really. Banned most of my clothes.
Yeah. What's this?
It's a present. And
Oh,
it's
you
not.
shouldn't have bothered.
It's not for you. It's for my wife. Wedding anniversary.
Well, you can't turn my flat into a mausoleum. My instructions are to keep you on the straight and narrow.
Instructions from whom?
Matt.
I'm not one of your little projects, you know.
Oh, yes, you are. Yeah. Oh, nice.
It's a musical box. She collected them.
We can get 3 curries for this.
No! It plays a strange sort of...
Sad tune.
Yeah, I know. It haunts me.
Don't let it.
I can't help it.
Don't let it.
I wish I could have your philosophy on life.
You can. Take it. Borrow it for a few days. And bring it back by the weekend. I might need it. Right, anyway, how are we going to cook this turkey if we haven't got a cooker?
Well, I didn't actually promise you turkey.
You can't have Christmas dinner without turkey.
Yes, you can. When I was at home with Mum and Dad, we never had turkey. It was always goose.
Oh, goose. Yeah, really traditional.
And pork.
I love pork.
Yeah, me too.
Hot, sizzling pork. With crackling.
No good without the crackling.
So which are we having?
Christmas Day. I have to admit, Ranjit did us proud. The curried turkey and roasted poppadoms were delicious. Well, I'm sorry. It was just the way Noel looked at me. I couldn't do it to him. I was going to scrape the money together to pay the bill myself, but Noel wouldn't hear of it. Put it on my tab, he said grandly. And I have to admit, it felt wonderful. We resolved there and then that when we eventually graduated with honours, we'd make Ranjit an equal partner in our thriving business. I made it clear to Noel, though, that this was strictly a special occasion and that from tomorrow it would be back to honesty and poverty. Reluctantly, though I have to say resolutely, he agreed. December 31st. I made it clear to Noel that New Year's Eve was strictly another special occasion and that from tomorrow it would be back to eating it. He argued that New Year's Day was just as special, and I had to admit he had a point. From the 2nd of January onwards, though, we turn over a new leaf. Yeah, we made ourselves a list of New Year's resolutions. There'd be no more eating at Ranjit's restaurant. We'd start getting out in the mornings. We'd attend all our lectures. We'd work harder, and we'd always be honest. We both agreed that the last point was the most important. Because honesty is the bedrock of our society. And it was that very honesty that forced us to reconsider the other resolutions. They were unrealistic, and it would be dishonest to pretend that they weren't. So we ditched them. So there it was. I'd completed my first term as a history student at university, and I'd survived, just. So, was it all sex, drugs, and rock and roll? Well, to be honest, the nearest I got to drugs was a couple of Solpadeine after a heavy night. But the rock and roll, that was there in abundance. Every Friday night in the Student Union bar. Karaoke night.
music.
Oh, right, yeah.
Can I get you a drink? Look, I'm paid a lot of money to be here, you're not. Let me buy you a drink.
All right, thanks.
So, how's it going? Is it what you expected?
Well, I didn't know what to expect. This is so different. To be honest, I'm loving it.
Good. Your last essay work, by the way, on the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah?
Very interesting.
All right, good.
I gave a D-, it was rubbish.
What?
I don't know where your head was when you wrote that.
Sorry.
You've been going out with Noel a lot lately, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's all right, you're allowed.
What?
You've been working really hard since you got here. In fact, I think working hard is all you've ever really done, isn't it?
I suppose so. You think Noel's a bad influence on me then?
I came in earlier, I saw you singing. When was the last time you sang?
Yeah, no, it wasn't good, was it?
That's not what I meant. Something weird happened in the tutorial today, do you remember?
What?
Well, I just finished giving my long diatribe about the dangers of pluralistic society with hegemonic tendencies. I mean, pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah.
You both sat there listening intently while I lectured you for 35 minutes non-stop. And at the end I said, any questions? And Noel said...
Yeah. Where the fuck did you get those earrings?
And then it happened.
What?
That!
What?
I saw you laugh. And less than 8 hours later I catch you singing. You never know, if this carries on, you actually might start enjoying yourself on a regular basis. No, Noel's influence is nothing but good.
She was right. I couldn't remember the last time I'd laughed and danced like that. You know, I couldn't remember the last time I'd enjoyed myself. I couldn't remember the last time I thought to myself, I am enjoying myself. I'm actually bloody well enjoying myself. I thought I might enjoy myself more if I had a bit of cash. So I decided to put my house up for sale. Just seeing the place again depressed me. I don't ever want to go back there again and, well, it's going to be at least 3 years before I need somewhere else to live, so sod it. The greasy estate agent filled me with hope. The market's buoyant right now, he said. So that means it probably should be snapped up sometime in the next decade. I reckon that if I get the asking price, less what I owe, less the greasy estate agent's fees, less the shortfall of my dodgy endowment policy, less the advertising and repair bills for sale boards, survey, VAT, stamp duty, death duty, insurance waiver, extended warranty, community charge, inoculations and airport taxes. I should just about break even financially and just be down a house. Seemed like a good idea to me, so I said yes. Good riddance to the old place. March the 1st. Yeah. The new term, it started well. Despite the odd dodgy essay, I was starting to get on top of my work. And Noel, well, he was getting on top of whatever he wanted to get on top of. So it was just good moods all round. But something was about to happen to change all that. It was a fairly ordinary Thursday evening, really. About 7 o'clock. I was in, Noel was out, and, well, see for yourself.
Hey, can I borrow your razor?
Where are your clothes?
In the bag. I've been to the laundrette. Can I borrow your razor?
No. Did you have to do all your washing at once?
I only had 150p. Look, can I please borrow your razor?
No.
Pretty please.
Ugly no.
Why not?
Because it's an expensive razor.
Yeah, and this is a priceless face. Now come on, I'll give it back. I'll wash it out.
Damn right you will. Be careful with it.
Oh, thanks. Hey, this is really smooth.
Yeah. You have to take the plastic cover off first.
Oh. Right. Thanks. Ah!
Go.
I can't. Help me.
Hang on. Don't panic.
I can't. It's stuck. But get some scissors.
You mean we have scissors?
Oh, bugger. Use the penknife.
Blimey. Oh, what are you doing with it?
It's stuck. Oh, terrific.
This had better not be damaged.
Oh, don't worry about the damage to my face then.
I won't.
Terrific. I'm about to go out on an all-important first date, and how do I let go? The 2-inch piece of plastic stuck to my cheek. Ow!
Next time you have a shave before you use my razor.
Ah!
What now?
My clothes.
What about them?
They're not my clothes.
You sure?
Fairly sure.
No, there's nothing you'd like to talk to me about, is there?
That woman!
What, that...